Amigos, bienvenidos otra vez aquí. Esto es Lucha por Lucha. Y esta vez tenemos nuestro invitado George Wolff desde Laredo, Texas.
El Jorge Lobo.
Jorge Lobos, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien.
Un saludo aquí a la gente que nos está escuchando desde su casa, desde el baño, desde la oficina.
¿Del gym?
Desde el gym, el gimnasio.
Gimnasio.
Y aquí está mi esposa también con nosotros. Sorry, I thought I was introducing just George.
Hola.
My Spanish finished like 2 minutes ago, so yeah. So I used to work for 911.
Yeah.
I hated the sound of my fucking voice. Even when I cut promos, like, I don't like to hear. Do you like to watch your matches back?
I used to, yeah.
You actually enjoy it?
I would enjoy it.
hate
He's his own biggest fan.
I'm my number one hater.
Really?
I hate everything I do, bro. I'll watch a match once. If it's a good match, I'll watch it more than once just to see, like, I like this part, I like that part.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think everything I do is shit. Like, I can do better. I can do better than that. I can do better than that.
I listened to a podcast, and I can't remember who it was that was talking about how they wouldn't see their matches afterwards. Might have been William Regal.
Okay.
Saying that they didn't like going back to look at their matches after they were done. And I remember asking Justin Roberts recently, like, by recently I mean like a year ago. Mm-hmm. I asked him what his advice would be, like, as far as getting better and all that stuff. And he's like, do you look at your stuff? Do you listen to yourself back? I was like, well, I don't. I haven't because of this. And I told him, and he's like, that's the worst thing you can do. You have to look at yourself. You have to listen to yourself to know where you're at and to know where you need to make tweaks and where you need to make adjustments. And even though, yes, I love to watch myself so I could put myself over as I watch my matches.
Just recording. That's a handsome man right there.
Sharing clips on stories and whatnot. I would also pick out a lot of things that I didn't like. And I was able to make tweaks and adjustments and timing stuff. Like I'm able to make adjustments to the timing of certain moves and certain reactions. And
to get the right reaction that you want.
Exactly.
So if you look at my notes on my phone, there's like at least 3 notes of just spots where it's like, I fucked that up because the timing wasn't right. Or I'm trying to do something to somebody doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why I'm lifting somebody that's way bigger than me. I used to do Regal spot where they were on the outside and he would toss you to the ropes.
See.
And you get that whiplash.
Yeah.
I was doing it to big guys and I saw it back once. I was like, well, it doesn't make sense. It looks cool. It doesn't make sense to why and I kind of like stop doing it, and I do it more to like lucha guys that are smaller that can bump up for me and stuff like that. So I'll watch them back matches once, maybe twice, and then I never want to.
That's it.
They're all saved.
Yeah.
I just don't ever want to. Like the Lucha Brothers match, I think I've seen it back 3 times because of Ray when he's at his house and he'll put it up. Or Dan. Yeah. Dan was the one who's always put it up, and I was like, I hate it because I know the exact spot where I got kicked in the face and I fell asleep.
Oh my God.
And I know where I'm going through the motions because Phoenix is coaching me through. Like
is he the one that kicked you?
So the timing was off.
See.
So they were running late to that show because they got caught at the.
Dude, they still do that.
Shit. They were stopped at the border.
Okay.
That's why they call it lucha time.
Yeah.
Lucha
Oh fuck
time.
yeah. So my Spanish is not great. Like spots in Spanish, I don't really know them that well.
Yeah.
To begin with, the Lucha Brothers, they were at the peak of their indie run. I was like, oh fuck.
This is before AEW was even a thing.
This is way before AEW was even. They had just finished.
Underground.
Lucha Underground. I think they were on hiatus or some shit. So they show up. They're getting dressed as they're calling, and I know some of their spots, but they're getting dressed as they're calling their match. I'm not gonna be like, well, no. I was thinking, let's do it. Like, no, it's just like, all right. Looked at Johnny. I was like, did you catch any of that? No. I was like, me fucking either, bro. So we sat there for another 10 minutes. Like, who's gonna ask him to repeat all that shit again? And I was like, I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to either. ASF was like, what didn't y'all? Because he saw our face. He's like, what didn't you catch? I was like, all of it, Chief.
Yeah.
I didn't catch any of that shit. He helped us out. We did it again. Cool. It was just timing. He spun. I don't like to put my hands up.
Yeah.
So I ate that kick straight into that face. And you see where, I think I just posted it not too long ago. I just fell. And he's like, ¿Estás bien? And I was.
You were gone.
He saw the lights on, but nobody home. And he was just like, breathe. He grabbed the armbar. He's like, respira, don't worry. Picked me up, called the next couple spots until I kind of figured shit out. And I came back too. But there's a part. So in between the business of what was going to happen with the finish and everything, when we got the finish, I was not happy about it, but I wasn't upset about it.
Yeah.
My thing was, and I'm always been, take care of the boys that stay here.
Yeah.
I get putting over big name talent, but we get more out of it as the guys that are local than the big guys.
See.
So they told us the finish. We're like, all right, cool. We just want the handshake. Cool. We did the finish. We did the whole thing. We got the handshake, and it broke me.
Yeah.
And I'm on my knees shaking his hand. Everybody's like, why are you doing that? I'm like, because I didn't think it was gonna happen. They could have said, "Hey, fuck you guys, y'all fucked this up." Johnny fucked up a big spot. They could have been like, "No, you guys fucked up," and they didn't. They shook our hands, did the whole nine. I was like, I did it. Like, that was worth it. Cool. I don't remember a lot of it, but like, so yeah. But that match I've only seen like 3 times, because I just cringy.
But that's a big deal, though. Like,
It is,
especially with those guys.
I'm trying to get better at appreciating the moment better.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't the type to sit and take pictures and, oh, this is fucking cool. I wasn't that type.
But it probably takes time for that.
Yeah.
Right? It comes with experience.
I hope so. I really do hope so. Like, I don't know why I started getting better at it. I just, one day I realized you haven't smelled the roses yet. You saw all this cool stuff, but you haven't really, the WWE spot stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Like, I was in and Ace is going to love this. Ray's voice was in the back of my head. Don't fuck this up. They'll never ask us to do shit again. And so that whole time that we walked out of the ring, that was, don't fuck this up.
That was in your head.
That was in my head. I look back at the video, there's people chanting my name.
Yeah,
I didn't hear, it's mine and Spartan's name. I didn't hear any of that shit. I was like, tunnel vision. Like, don't fuck this up. Don't never ask us to do shit again. Like, that was Ray was in the back of my head. Like, don't fuck this up.
And I want to get back to that. You did mention that you took notes, that you take notes. Do you still do that?
Always. I just was watching the show yesterday, and I pulled some spots that I liked that I can kind of change. I watch wrestling now, not as a fan, and I think as you get into business, you stop watching as a fan. I've gotten better to the fact that I appreciate wrestling no matter what type of it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't always a deathmatch fan. I wasn't always a fan of lucha. I appreciate it because I can't flip to save my fucking life. But I appreciate what they can do. Now, especially now with Dogg in my life, is like, how can I help them do their spots and make it look better?
Yeah.
So now I'll write notes like, cool, Epi was one of the kids from Laredo, like, what can I do to make him do that spot and make that shit look cool? And I'll write notes like that down. Even if they're not even my matches, like just other people's matches, like I'll take stuff from there.
To help them.
Yeah, like why not?
And you've been wrestling, what, 12 years? 13?
About, more or less.
So
I've taken 2 breaks in between, besides the COVID break, but I've taken a couple breaks in between.
Because we've been around some people who haven't been doing it as long,
Yeah.
but the moment that they get their first match, second match, or first match away from home, they get all big-headed and they stop training, you know?
Yes.
And you taking notes 13 years into your wrestling, I think is very telling of the type of person that you are. Like always wanting to grow, always wanting to expand.
Yeah.
And not just for you, but like you just mentioned, like for other people. Like if it doesn't have to be your match, it can be their match or someone else's match.
So like weirdly enough, I enjoy the producer role of wrestling.
Yeah.
I like that. I like for guys to come up to me like, hey, I want to do this. I don't know how to get to it. Help me figure that out. Fuck it. We do this, do that, X, Y, Z, whatever. After a while with I was going to call her Carla, with Roxanne, I couldn't teach her. So like at a certain point, she knew what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah.
She would come up to me like, hey, I want to get to this finish. How do we work in? How do we get to that? And to me, that is the coolest part to get to. Like,
yeah,
we need to get a next type of reaction, like, hey, or trying to do a double turn, whatever. Not do it the same way, like, oh, and you've heard this all the time, I need to lose, but I need to look strong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guy, because everybody's Brock Lesnar and everybody looks strong. To not do the same sleeper hole, back row, like, find different ways to do. Let's figure out. It's a Rubik's cube. Let's figure out different ways how to get to that same finish. And I tell the kids now, it's like, it's not a paint by numbers. It's get whatever color you want, paint it however the fuck you want. Stay within the lines up to a certain extent.
Yep.
But there is no right or wrong. And this is something I learned recently. There's no right or wrong way to do wrestling. There's your way, paint it how you want, but keep it within the structure of what that painting should look like.
Okay.
Like, again,
stay on the canvas.
Stay on the canvas. Because you like you said, like, just people who don't train. Yeah, you get that first show, that tingly of, hey, they know me, cool. All right, cool, but do you want to stay at that black and white level? You want to add a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of pink. Start adding more colors to your arsenal and get what would be a black and white painting. Paint that motherfucker looking like a Picasso. Why not? Fuck it.
That's good stuff, man.
Because and everybody says, like, it is a sport, but it is an art form.
Yes.
It's a little bit of both. So why not treat it as both? Treat it as a sport, prepare your body. Treat it like an art form. Paint it however the fuck you want. Who am I to tell deathmatch guys that's wrong? Why? Is there a right way to do it? Absolutely. There's some deathmatch guys that know how to do death matches that I can't because my body doesn't want to do that shit. But some spots look fucking great. Some guys, Alex Colon, I think he looks great when he does his stuff. The guys from Circle 6, Atticus Krogart, great deathmatch stuff. not my personal favorite, but I will watch their stuff because it is entertaining.
As a wrestler, how do you get out of a spot? Like if you have a no DQ match and somebody calls a certain spot that you're not comfortable with, something a little too dangerous, something maybe death match related, how do you get out of it?
Ask Rob. We actually did a death match show for Jerry down in Laredo, one of his only death match shows. And my big thing was no light tubes. Like if they're not done correctly, you can hurt somebody, you can hurt the crowd if that shit flies out. I was like, hey, I'll do everything. I'm just not taking a light tube. Like, I just don't feel comfortable. And if the guy's a performer or if the guy's a worker, he's not going to put you in a situation that you don't feel comfortable in. I had an oh shit moment at that match.
Did you?
There was the end of a plunger, wooden plunger. A fan brought this shit, by the way. Had nails through the edge of the wood.
No.
I grabbed it. And I was in band in high school. So what we used to do to guys was we would get the drumsticks, shove them between your legs, and lift you up. So se me hizo fácil with Johnny Montana. I told him, hey, don't move. So I put my hand, I picked him up. On the way down, I accidentally grabbed his shorts. I didn't know it was shorts. All I heard was,
Oh my.
My heart dropped to my ass. And I was like, oh, I pulled him and I hugged him. I'm like, are you good? He's like, yeah, why? I'm like, I heard something rip. And he's like, no, I'm good. I was like, oh, we're right. No blood. I was like, all right.
You thought it was flesh?
I thought I grabbed his sack and pulled
man.
it. I had panicked so bad. I threw that thing under the ring. I was like, I don't want anybody to touch that shit. Like, panicked so bad. But like for deathmatch stuff, I just did a dog collar match, and I'm usually the guy that comes up with the stupid ideas. Like I almost died in the dog collar match, and my mom's gonna hear this, and she's gonna get pissed. Great finish. He ties me up, and
This is against who?
Jesse Garza from Laredo.
Okay.
I've always wanted a dog collar match. I was trying to get it done with Rob, but he had just gotten hurt. So I did the match with Jesse. We had a good storyline. The finish was he was supposed to chain me up with the chain like in a cross, wrap it around my head, and I'm gushing. Came out perfect. So as he's pulling and I give up, great. I go to sit down on the edge of the ring. I slip. He's pulling back to get his thing off. I'm falling down. There's a video. I can't remember the guys who filmed it. I want to say it's Wrestling Tacos who has the video. It looks bad, man. Jeez. Remember Boss Man hanging on the...
Yeah,
That's what it looked like.
God.
And he I fell asleep for like 2 minutes.
Oh, no.
They came to wake me up. I was like, what's up? I'm good. He's like, no, Raxo. Oh, you were asleep, dog. I was like, no, man, I'm fine.
Were you snoring?
Apparently I was purple. I didn't know.
Man.
So I got up. I was like, no, I'm good. I get in the ring. I shake Jesse's hand. We walk out. Jesse's pale white, dude.
That's
He's like, are you fine? I was like, no, dude, I'm fine. It just felt like a couple seconds. The guys from Wrestling Tacos showed me the video. I'm like, oh, that's a close to 2 minutes. That's not okay. Jeez. And yeah, stupid shit. But I tend to do that to myself. The finish with the Lucha Brothers, it was my spot. They wanted to do a regular finish. I was like, can y'all drop me on chairs, please? Yeah,
but that's because of the passion that you have, man. You just you put yourself in the fans' shoes, and you're like, this would look great.
At the end of the day, like I want, and this is what I tell guys. Like I may not be the most technical. I'm not the most athletic at all. Like it was a struggle to me to learn how to wrestle. There's not an athletic bone in my body.
Well, take us back, man. Talk to us about your first experiences. You know what? Your first memories of wrestling. Like what made George a wrestling fan?
So I remember I was in first or second grade. I used to live next door to my cousin. Where my mom lives now, my next door neighbor was my cousin. And it's funny because of the Rey Mysterio shirt, when he gets lawn darted onto the
NWO attack. That's in Florida.
That is literally my first memory of wrestling. My cousin, I had just gotten back from vacation, and he's like, hey, what are you going to be doing? He's about the same age. He's like 2 years younger than me. And I was like, nothing. We just got back home. He's like, you want to watch Monday Night Raw? Nitro. I was like, what the fuck is that, man? And he's like, yo, come to the house. Walked over. That was legit. The first thing was I think Scott Kevin Nash catches him and like lawn darts him. And my first thing was, the fuck, that looks like me. Like, that looks like me. He's my size. What the hooked ever since, bro. I was hooked. I was more a WCW fan than a WWE fan because of the Lucha guys. Couldn't do anything to save I could not flip to save my life. To this day, I can't flip to save my life. But to me, the Lucha Libre, Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, that was my childhood growing up.
That was the summer of '96, and I remember that because my family and I had gone to Disney World.
Where they were filming?
Yeah. And on the way out, I remember seeing the big metallic WCW and asking my mom if we can go. And she's like, ask your dad. And of course, my dad says, ask your mom.
Of course.
So I go back to mom, and she says, no, I think they already recorded that. Sometimes they leave the setup. So we get to the hotel room, and I'm flipping channels, and I find live. Nitro, and it's live. And that's when the NWO begins to cover with blankets.
Yeah.
They start covering the WCW with the NWO.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. I was right
Just
there.
looking out of the hotel, like, if I run, I can fucking make it in time
we
for the
can
main
make
event.
it. We can still make it.
We can still make it.
Pero no, that's really cool, man.
That was my first. And you mentioned Hogan was your.
He was my favorite.
Never. Hogan was never.
You don't like him.
Not that I don't like him. I respect what he was able to do. My thing was always the small guys.
Not your cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm able to. I like his Japan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a very underrated wrestler. He's a great businessman.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll never knock that off him. He's a great businessman. Personal stuff aside, he's a great businessman. He's great for the business.
Yeah.
He knew how to protect the business. He knew, are you the guy? You're not. You want to be the guy. You're not ready. Nothing against Warrior. Hogan knew he wasn't ready for and he knew it, and he wasn't going to just give it up to anybody.
And another thing about Hogan, I was talking to a coworker of mine about this. He would be in the main event, and he can make the opponent.
Everybody.
He main evented against Earthquake. Can Earthquake main event against
Anybody
Ultimate
else?
Warrior?
Probably
against Texas Tornado, against anybody?
Probably not.
No. You got King Kong Bundy main eventing with Hogan. You know, Andre could main event with anybody, but
yeah.
it's going to be a different match than what he can get out of Hogan.
Absolutely.
But Hogan would elevate anybody that was put up against him. So people wanted to work on the cards Hogan was on.
Of course. They knew he was the guy.
Yeah.
And like, if you could make me to at least be your bad guy for a good stretch, three months, my career's made. I can go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Sting and Hogan, that year long, they didn't touch each other.
Nope. And Sting didn't say a single word.
Not the whole
For a
time.
whole year.
And they made that.
What?
Yeah.
So what was he doing instead?
He was standing in the rafters.
He's a vigilante.
He was doing the crow gimmick.
That's when he debuted as the Crow.
I think so. He was supposed to be the third member of NWO.
Yeah.
So the WCW roster turned on him like, oh, it's you.
And this is when he had colorful face paint. Colorful face paint.
Bleach blonde hair.
Bleach blonde hair, the flat top, the surfer Sting.
Yeah, surfer Sting, yeah.
So then when the NWO started, they had a fake Sting that was involved in beating up some of the good guys. So they're like, Sting, what are you doing? He's like, it's not me. It's my evil twin.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared because he's like, if you don't believe me, then screw you. So Sting left. And NWO Sting was still around beating people up. And they're like, what do we do? And eventually Sting would show up, but beat up both good guys and bad guys. So you didn't know which side he was on. And he looked different. Long black hair, the white face.
The black and white. And Scott Hall gave him that idea.
Yeah, it was a Scott Hall idea.
And he tells him, he's like, I think Scott's in an interview, and he's like, I'm not the type to like withheld information. If it's good for business, why wouldn't you tell him? So I think The Crow had just came out, and it was like the buzz movie, and he tells Sting like, hey, did you ever thought about changing up your gimmick now? He's like, why would I? He's like, you should check out this movie, The Crow, this and the other, and that's how WCW didn't even give a shit. They had a crow out with Sting and the whole fucking nine, like gimmick infringement 100%, but like they didn't care, and they didn't touch for a year. He didn't speak for a year.
Yeah.
But that Starrcade is one of the best Starrcades of that era of WCW.
Money-wise.
Money-wise, fuck yeah, man.
The match wasn't all that great, but it was...
You remember the match? No, you remember...
The
Sting,
build, the end, the finish?
The Sting holding up the spray-painted title. That's... And I'll tell people, it's like, it's very few matches that you remember from beginning to end. It's very few of them. One of your favorite matches that you can think of beginning to end, I can't really think of one.
I would say
besides the
Rock
Rey Mysterio.
Hogan. Rock Hogan
at
is
Mania.
one of my favorite. That one, of course.
The
Halloween Havoc.
Halloween Havoc 97. I think I know it from beginning to end.
Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero.
But everybody knows the finish. Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle.
Yes.
You may not know the match, but you know the image of the shooting star press.
Yeah.
Maybe him not landing on his neck, right? But you see the image of Brock in the fucking air like a fluorescent, beautiful bird. And it's like, everybody remembers moments.
Yes.
Maybe not the match, but if you can give them a moment, that's why they call them WrestleMania moments. If you can give them a moment, that's all that fucking matters.
You know, and it's funny because as a wrestler, you work on a lot of the little things. Like you want to work on the little things, the in-betweens, not so much the moves, but the stuff that draws the people are the moves. The people don't really care or pay attention to the small things, but those small things are invisible to the naked eye.
But they react to it.
Yeah, those small things are the things that really make the people gravitate towards the wrestler or the match or the moments that you're creating.
Absolutely.
So and what you mentioned earlier about taking notes still, like I think that's great because I go back to it. Like people think that they know everything. Sometimes, people think that they know everything, but you never stop learning.
Man, I know you've heard this when coming up. Is shut your mouth, open your ears, write everything down.
Yep.
Always. Just shut your mouth. Just listen. Be what is it? What's the saying? Be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Catch all that information that you can. So yeah, like that was my first introduction to wrestling was WCW. Once they went belly up, obviously was WWE, like whatever they did. First starting into wrestling, Ray was my bad influence.
And where did you and Ray meet, though?
I had a friend that had just started, that was auditioned for a local band in Laredo. Ray was like their tech guy, like audio and all that shit. So I remember my buddy was like, hey, I had just gone up through like a real bad breakup and I had no friends. He invited me out to local, hey, come check out the band. I showed up, whatever. I was wearing a wrestling shirt. I don't know what shirt I was wearing, but I was wearing a wrestling shirt. And Ray just stops on his tracks and he's like, you like wrestling? I was like, yeah, man. Oh, I'm ace. Ruined my life from there on after. And I remember one day he called me. He's like, do you want to learn how to wrestle? I was like, no, not really, man. Like, I'm a shy guy. Like, I'm a shy guy. I was like, nah, the thought of me showing it. Like, no, bro, no. He's like, come with me. I was like, no, come with me. I was like, fuck, all right. We get into his truck. We show up at a random house by the railroad tracks, by the river in Laredo. And there's a ring with like 12-year-olds doing backflips. And I'm like, Ray, I can't do this, bro. He's like,
How old were you?
22, 23, something like that. I was like, dude, I'm not going to. He's like, just try it. He had already booked the Armory for the so the show was already booked.
Really?
He already had the date. He didn't tell me this, but he already had the date confirmed.
For the first ever
LWA show.
Wow.
He was going to do to donate to one of the military stuff there, but he hadn't told me yet. He's like, I need you to learn. I was like, well, it went from why do you want to learn to I need you to learn. I was like, what? So I asked him, like, what is this? He's like, it's because I booked a show. I need bodies. Like, they'll teach you what you need to know. And Joker was the first guy who taught me how to lock up and how to roll and shit like that. And I ended up going a couple of times to his house. We did that first show. It was all right. The ugliest match that you'll ever see, bro. I'm wearing tap-out shorts, New Balance shoes. I have a mohawk for some fucking reason. That doesn't stay up. That's off to the side. That is red, too. Not knowing that Madness from San Antonio has a green fucking mohawk.
Damn.
Yeah, and that was the first show. Right afterwards, the guys from the Army were like, hey, can y'all do another one in a couple months? And Ray's like, yeah. And I was like, dude.
Without confirming
with any, but like he got a bunch of guys from TAMU, the ROTC and TAMU to volunteer because we were donating money to like the military stuff. So I was like, these guys are not gonna want to do it. Most of them are gonna graduate. Like he said, we'll figure it out. Doesn't sound right. Like this sounds sketchy as shit. We ended up.
But you're like, I'm in.
Yeah. But I'm like,
this sounds sketchy. I'm in.
It's sketchy as shit, but I'm fucking down. Let's do this shit. And I was like, yeah, no. I was their first champion that first show. I don't know how we got the bodies for the second show, but that's when Southside, Pretty Boy, all the LW originals first came out on that second show, and it was it was that second show, and then we had another show like a couple weeks later. It was right after Macho Man had passed away.
Okay.
And we did an outside show. And that's when more or less the foundation of the original WA guys were there. And I was like, what the fuck are we? We had a very decent crowd. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is stupid as shit. 10 years down the road, dude, we've done great shit since then. So
you eventually wrestled Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Who? What are the big names that you wrestled?
Shit, Rocky Romero, Robbie E, Jinder when he did his indie run. I was in the ring with. I helped out Honky Tonk Man. I want to say it was that match that you were in with him. At the
with Honky, I didn't wrestle with Honky.
Did you do a run-in? You did something.
I might have been part of the run-in.
I think we were part of the run-in
because I also did a run-in for Bushwhacker Luke.
Yes, you did the run-in for Bushwhacker Luke. It was at that same bar that we did that show.
Okay.
I did a run-in for Honky Tonk. I've been in the ring for a run-in with Alberto Del Rio. Because of wrestling, I met Rey Mysterio. So, hey man, I was able to be in the locker room to meet Psychosis when he had just gotten his knee surgeries done and he was barely coming back.
Yeah.
We did the Lucha Expo in San Diego, and me and ASF had just done our match. Vampiro was announcing our match. So to me, that was like a WCW markout moment. And
it's a big deal.
He was cussing out the match before us because they went super long.
Oh, man.
And I could hear him like, what the fuck? They're going too fucking long. And I'm like, I look at ASF, I'm like, hey, we can't fuck this up, bro. Again, at the back of my head is like, let's not fuck this up. And right before we go out, he's like, guys, fucking kill it. Stick to your fucking times. All right, cool.
So
we
that's
go
all you
out.
gotta do.
I was like, hey, let's stick to our times. We did that match. We had a really good match. And as soon as we walked to the back, you see Vampiro do this shit. I was like,
validation.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, yeah. Start changing. And Dogg was a good friend of ours already. And I'm trying to get the fuck out of there, man. There's like 60 sweaty ass fucking grown men in like a locker. I'm like, it smells funky as shit. So I'm trying to leave.
Some people are into that.
Yeah, some people are. Like I was,
Not for you.
I'm trying to walk out and Miguel just grabs me. He's like, sit down. fuck, he's gonna bitch me. I didn't let Huicho drop. I just kind of like, he did like a, what is it called?
Moonsault?
He dove outside with the conhilo, whatever the...
Okay, tope con
Tope
hilo.
con hilo. We were too close to the barricade, so I kind of just grabbed him with my shoulder and like tried to sit him up, but he was too close to the edge, so he fucking ate the side, so he was pissed. So I was like, oh, Daga's about to rip me a new one for this shit. So I'm sitting there waiting to get yelled at, and I just see Psychosis walk in, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And he introduced, this is one of my kids, and I was like, so you start calling the match, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Jeez.
Me and Weecher just sitting there like, oh, shit.
You're in awe.
In awe, yeah, dude. And Daga's like, y'all liked it? I was like, yeah. He's like, go outside and watch it. Fuck yeah, dude. And we looked like two kids. Like we were like in the merch tape, and we were sitting there like just watching everything that they talked about.
Was the same year you became a fan is when Psychosis started wrestling in the States.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a guy that you grew up watching,
Absolutely.
and now
he
you're
was
sharing the locker room.
He wore the same black and yellow, dude. That was ideal.
He's one of the guys who's had the best gear ever in pro wrestling. From everybody who's ever wrestled. Psychosis.
That 96, 97.
Yep.
The Psychosis, Rey Mysterio, and Hoovy, like 96, 97, 98, they were prime.
Yeah.
And it was all because of Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho.
Yep.
All of their matches.
Ultimo Dragon was
Ultimo
also
Dragon,
great with him.
when he was there, when he was the picture that every
all
indie
the
star
with all the titles.
every indie wrestler wants to emulate is him with all the titles. With everybody growing up, they wanted every
9 cruiserweight titles.
Fuck
Ultimo
yeah.
Dragon. 9 cruiserweight titles from different places.
He was one of the mans. Like him, I was able to meet Jushin Thunder Liger when he came to San Antonio. I got in the ring with ACH. It made me throw up in the ring. I had to swallow it. It was fucking disgusting. He found out I went to go see J. Cole the night before, and I got a little inebriated. And he, like, the first 3 minutes were just a blow-up spot. And you can see me go, and he's like, swallow it. I was like,
oh my God.
And we get to the back, and he's like, next time you're in San Antonio, invite me. I was like, you motherfucker. Like, goddamn. Ricky Starks, I was in the ring with Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
Made me look like a star, bro. Like, underrated.
So that's the one match you do rewatch.
That one, no, because I hurt myself. So I have a torn ACL, LCL, and PCL. I was just coming back, but Ray needed somebody, and he's like, who do you want to wrestle? I was like, oh, Ricky Starks. And the ring was a little bit shitty that we had, and I landed wrong, and I hurt my knee pop.
Jeez.
And the first thing I told him was like, my knee hurts, take care of me. And guided me through the finish. We did the whole... It's one of the matches I wish I can go back healthier now. And I was like, I want to have a better match with him. But I think that kid is so under fucking rated. And I'm so thankful for AEW for risking it on him.
Yeah.
And him paying off as much as he is.
Just for context for the listeners, last night was AEW All Out out of Chicago, pay-per-view, and Ricky Starks wrestled Bryan Danielson in a strap match. The American Dragon. And that story was beautiful, especially with the time frame that they had to put everything together. Ricky Starks wants to wrestle the Dragon. Ricky the Dragon comes out, has a contract that says Ricky Starks. It says the Dragon. Ricky Steamboat says, sign it so we can move forward. So Starks signs it. The only thing is that it wasn't Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's name that was on there. It was the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Ricky versus Bryan, possibly my favorite match of the night, of the entire show. And especially because we know Ricky. We've known Ricky for so long. We've seen him struggle. We've seen him grow. And
I've taught him bad words in Spanish.
Yeah. Because he wants to know.
Because he wants to know.
He tells you, hey, teach me Spanish, but teach me the bad words.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to know. And he came out a made man.
Yeah.
They showed me a promo that should make air by the time this drops. The promo should have had already been out. But this is a promo that he did after his match against Bryan, and oh my God,
feels.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps. It was a long promo, but it was a very good promo. Will it all make air? Probably not, but there are really, really good sound bites in the entire thing. Unscripted,
off the top.
One scene, just from the heart.
He's that guy. He's that guy. And I saw the scrum afterwards, and I think Daniel Bryan puts him over, or Bryan Daniel, I'm sorry, I keep fucking up his name. He puts him over. He's like, most guys will wither with his style, because we're gonna fight, but we're gonna push each other. And he's like, most guys will not sit up to the situation. He will. Like he stood up to that situation and said, all right, motherfucker, let's go.
Danielson says like he carried me through that match, and because he's not 100. Danielson still has a broken arm.
Yeah.
And he stepped up to the plate because we needed somebody to step up. Danielson said me. Boom, he's in there with Ricky, and Ricky is carrying him. Ricky carried you and I in matches before.
All the fucking time, bro. So I had a tag match with him, me and Johnny, and So is when they were doing Extra Talented, him and Solo. Solo is trying to hang off a basketball court that had no water or sand in it. So me and Johnny run to catch him. Ricky was like on top of the warehouse ready to jump.
Oh my God.
So as we catch Solo, we're like, oh fuck, Ricky's about to jump. So we're fucking hauling ass to catch Ricky because he was gonna like just jump and hoping we were there. So yeah, dude, Ricky Starks is so underrated, and I'm very happy that he's getting the exposure that he's getting now.
Absolutely, dude.
Shout out to fucking Cody for putting him on when he was doing
Hell
that
yeah.
TNT champion run.
And shout out to Ricky for being ready when that opportunity came.
absolutely.
And that's something that goes out to everybody who's currently listening, every wrestler that's out there right now.
Stay ready.
You're in Texas right now. You're in the Valley. You're in Laredo. You're a small territory. You may be a big fish, but you need to be ready for those big oceans where the bigger fish swim. So you can be ready to compete with them, to be able to go toe-to-toe with these guys. And Ricky Starks is a great example of
Absolutely.
timing, not luck, but hard work.
Hard. Again, we met him when he was doing Anarchy Championship Wrestling in Austin. He was doing LWA shows. Like he was putting in the grind. He knew who the gimmick was. He knew what the character was. Absolute Ricky. He knew what it was.
Since day one.
And he never let it go. He's like, this is going to take me to the top. And he's been able to do great things. And like you said, like, stay ready.
Yeah.
No matter when you don't know when that call is coming. Like, hey, we need somebody for this. We need somebody for that. Like, you never know when it's coming.
So, George, you started training with Ray and out of necessity because he
Pretty
told
much.
you, I need you to learn.
So I started off with Ray, with Joker and Wild Child, I think was her name, the sister.
Okay, yeah.
Right? You remember? So
it sounds familiar.
It's I want to say that was her name. I don't
been so
remember.
long,
It's been
though.
so fucking long.
It sounds familiar.
They were the original trainers. Then Ben Bones would lend us the ring. He would teach us a little bit of what he knew. When I started learning, I started traveling on my days off to San Antonio to go train with CJ, Madness, Kevin Knight. Those guys taught me wrestling.
How long into wrestling had that been?
A year.
A year into
A
wrestling.
year into wrestling is when me and Madness hooked up because he's like, if we're gonna have this match, I want it to be a good fucking match. Like, come up so we can figure shit out. What you can, what you can't do. They didn't charge me, which I'm blessed. And 2 days every week for about a year. I would drive up to San Antonio to learn from them, have them figure shit out for me. Gabe the Babe would show up every once in a while. ACH would drop by once in the blue moons. He was already in Ring of Honor at that time. But it was mainly Kevin Knight, Madness, CJ, Gabe when he would stop by.
And you just mentioned right now, if we're going to have this match, which match was that?
The Madness versus Madness for the name. This was
So
clever.
Okay.
Ages.
So, Abed, tell us about that. Tell us how you got the name Madness and how you found out that there was another Madness in Texas wrestling.
He showed up to a fucking show, man. Fucking rude as hell. No, so we were talking. I was listening to the podcast, and you came up with the Living Legend gimmick off a Gym Class Hero song. I'm a big fan. So Madness comes from two things: Macho Man, because of the WCW Madness logo, and Gym Class Heroes has a song called New Friend Request. That at the last verse he signs off, "This is Madness XOXO Des Travis." That's how I got that name.
Did you feel like you related to the song, or what?
Yes.
What did you like about that name?
It sounds fucking cool, man. I don't fucking and so there's to this day people call me Madness or
Yeah.
Mad One. Like you still call me Mad One to
I
this
do.
day. Like it's just but Madness. All my original friends like hey, Madness. It was just something it sounded cool. The song I like the song. It's clever. It's the birth of emo rap. I guess I don't know. I read that somewhere and I was like yeah, it fucking is. One of my favorite bands. Like Travis McCoy is one of my favorite artists, and I just thought it was cool. It sounds cool. And Macho Man, man. How do you not like Macho Man? So that's why I stuck with it.
And then, so you chose Madness, and then you found out.
So I chose Madness, and I want to say 6 months in to LWA being born, Iggy showed up to one of the shows. He had messaged me, and I kind of just like blew it off because he didn't explain what he was wanting to do. He's just like, hey, we got some business to talk about. And I was like, this motherfucker wants feet pick or some shit. I'm going to ignore him. He showed up at his show. Ray already knew. So Ray kayfayed me. Ray likes to kayfabe people throughout the whole shit. And look,
he loves a good show, man.
you shake your head because you fucking know. He's like, I want to see how they react.
Yeah.
So he showed up, and like I'm about to go out to my match, and he's like, hey, Madness from San Antonio's going to do a run-in, like, to work with him. I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what any of this is supposed to mean. And he comes out, we do the stare down, he cuts a promo. We get to the back, and that was our first time talking.
Wow.
Yeah. Fuck Ray, dude. Fucking asshole. But I'll give him this. He likes to put you in, like, I want to see how you react. And so it was our first conversation, and he's like, I didn't know. I didn't do my research. I didn't figure out if there was another name. Again, we were talking about it. Like, there wasn't really a wrestling internet back then, or wrestling Twitter, or whatever it's called.
And you're young in the business, too.
I was 22. I had my head.
You don't know the ins and outs?
I'm 35, and I still have my head stuck up my ass. So, yeah, I didn't know the ins or out. I was barely trying to figure shit out. And I'll always thank him. Like, he was more than willing and giving to teach me. He didn't have to. He could have been an.
And you're talking about Iggy.
Iggy, like Ignacio, like Madness could have been an asshole. Could have been like, hey, fucking stop using that name, or else. We could have figured out the hard way.
Yeah.
And I listened to your episode and your upcoming, like that second match that they took advantage. Like, he could have taken advantage of me, hands down. Like, there's no questions asked. He chose not to. Like, and it could explain why I am the way I am now. A lot of stuff wasn't given to us or me. But I always remember that this guy could have been an asshole. Could have been like, hey, it's mine. Stop using it, or else. We could have figured it out the hard way. He was like, let's make money. Let's make money for both of us. Let this be a lesson and to teach you how business is taken care of. So now, like, whenever I get new students or when guys come up and talk to me, he's like, I can be a bitter vet, hurt you, or fuck that. Let's teach you. Why not try to make money with you than take money from both of us? You know what I mean?
And we need more people like Iggy, man. We need more people like you, more people that know that this is a business. And
Absolutely.
Granted, we do this with all our love. We love what we're doing. And we also don't want anybody to take it from us. But it takes two to tango.
It takes two to tango. It takes two to make business. I'm a big believer of policing the business. Mm-hmm. There are bad people in this business. We've met some of them. Some of them, if we meet them, shit might go down.
Dude, there's even good people that do bad things. And it could be a mistake, pero los queman.
I'm a firm believer of we all make mistakes. Like, it's the redemption. Like, how many people have fucked up? We all fuck. If you've never fucked up, I want to meet you because I want to learn from you. I have a lot of fuck ups in my life. But if your mindset is you didn't learn anything from the fuck up, I can't help you. Like, you need to be able to accept that, hey, you know what? I messed up. This is where I know I messed up. I want to be better than this. I think we all can redeem ourselves. Shout out to Miro. But, like, everybody can redeem themselves, but it's just if you want to or not. I do believe you need to take a break from certain things at a certain point, but I do believe that everybody deserves at least 1 second chance in life. That's it.
You know, and you mentioned breaks. Right now is a good spot to take a little break.
Let's pay some bills.
Pay some bills. You don't have to press nothing, babe. Te voy a ofrecer, güey. I think we have whiskey in case you want to have some.
I got a dry bag, motherfucker.
Babe, any questions you have?
Can we talk about your tattoo?
Everybody thinks I stole it from Punk. I actually, Chris Candino was so CM Punk has no gimmicks needed on his. It's called a backhand, right? I guess.
Oh, sí, la mano.
Like the hand,
on
like
his
he
hand.
said, he has in
the back of his hand.
He's got it in the back of his hand. But Chris Candino was the no gimmicks needed, so that's another reason why I got it. And then I found out Punk had it, and I was like, hey.
Do you like Punk?
I'm a big CM Punk fan.
Oh.
So yeah.
Ooh.
So,
what
breaks my heart, bro. But I don't think he's wrong.
You don't think Punk's wrong?
No.
That's me. I'm also like, I'm sure
I'm
he has good
conflicted.
reason.
I'm conflicted.
My thing is, he's very vocal. So he probably answered shit the way I would have too. Being with Ray, I realized I can't fight everybody. As much as I want to, I can't. You got to talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't like talking to wrestlers. Business-wise, I don't like to do what Ray does and book people. I can't, bro. I don't have the mental capacity or the will to do it.
That would be challenging, which was going to be my question. I wanted to ask you what your challenges were coming into wrestling. So you were wrestling for a year. You met Madness, and you had the match for the name. You became Mad One. From your beginning to that point, what would you say were your biggest challenges?
Not knowing the business yet. We didn't have the privilege of having a school. I think the closest was Sean's school or
San Antonio.
Rudy Boy? With Rudy Boy, TWA, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it's called. And it just wasn't feasible to go up there. Like at that point in my life, I was working at 911. Every 3 months, I had a different shift. Then every month, my days off would change. Alvaro's dying. CPR. Sorry.
Why did you mute me?
Because your mic's close to mine.
And I'm chewing.
No, because
What are the videos called? ASMRs?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was our first time messing with the mics. We were like getting real close and...
My sister was swirling macaroni, but I took it out because I was like, what if my dad listens?
Cardi B and... No, was it Cardi? No, it's not Cardi B. It's Megan Thee Stallion would be proud. My biggest, physically, man, I was not an athletic kid. I was in band 7 years.
What you do in band?
Drums and saxophone.
Both.
Saxophone, my middle school years, and then when I got to high school, I was in the drum line.
That's where the cool kids go.
Yeah,
it's a drum line.
That's a fucking lootly.
Were you the drummer that the band director warned me about?
Yeah. Damn right.
You guys are such geeks.
I would get in trouble so fucking much.
I had a shirt that had a kid with a backwards cap and drumsticks in his back pocket, arms crossed, looking over his shoulder, and it said, "I'm the drummer."
I know what shirt you're talking about. Attaboy.
That's the one.
I remember in high school, I wanted to do drum corps. I love watching marching band. Like
the lines, man.
Dude, it's beautiful art, bro. To me. So my high school just started doing their show this year, and my nephew's in football, and they're doing like the famous Hispanic songs. Oh, so their ballad is one of the Selena songs, and I was like, oh, this is. Where was this when I was in high school? Fucking A, dude. But no, like when I was in high school, man, I graduated. I was like 5'3", weighing 100 pounds wet. My girlfriend at the time could lift me.
But you had dropped a lot of weight, no? Or did you gain weight after? I know que estabas gordito. You said
I was chubby in like elementary, middle schoolish. High school, I dropped weight, but I didn't grow. Like I was.
You didn't stretch.
I didn't stretch until after high school, and I had real bad body pains, bro. Growing like 18, 19, 20. I was in pain. So when I started wrestling, my mom was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I didn't let you play football because you were too small. And now you're gonna go purposely throw yourself at shit." Like, she was as much as she like, oh, I always believed him. She was anti the idea from day fucking one, bro. She hated Ray for like the first couple years because she's like, why are you letting him do this shit to himself? So when she found out about my knee, like, it was not a good conversation to have. No, and then when I told her I wasn't having surgery, she was like, what the fuck? I was like, I can't afford it. One, I can't afford it. Two, like my mind was, I can't risk the year off.
Yeah.
To me and I couldn't because months after I tore my knee, I got the WWE spot.
Jeez, man.
So like, de buenas, I didn't get the surgery. Fuck yeah.
And it's wild, dude, because shit, I've been injured from wrestling and even hurt and still making the bookings, making the matches, making the towns. We don't make a lot of money. At all. And sometimes our shitty jobs don't give us enough money, and then we don't have insurance, and then we're risking getting hurt. ¿Y todo para qué? For the cheers, for the people, for the entertainment, to escape from the real world.
You want the truth? Acceptance. My family's not they are a very loving family, but they weren't very big on like vocalizing it. And I was just a very keep to myself kid. Like don't talk to me if I don't, like, why, stranger danger, I don't know you, don't talk to me. I'm still like that. So I was into weird things. I was into comic books before comic books were cool. I was into wrestling till I didn't give up. You know how most people go like, oh, high school, I kind of stopped watching wrestling. Fuck that. I doubled down on wrestling in high school, bro. I kind of didn't stop watching until I started wrestling when I just didn't have time to watch. But at the time, like, you like wrestling? That's fucking weird. Like, grow up, you know it's not real. I guess I know, motherfucker. Like, I know it's not real. Like, I had a core group of friends, and that was it. Once we graduated, it was pretty much just me. Like, I just kept to myself. And I'm to this day, dude, I keep to myself. I don't bother people. The people I know are the people I see every day, and the guys that wrestle, Ray, because I have to see him every day at the school.
I like how you say you have to.
I have to, and it's always.
It's a love-hate relationship.
I love to hate him. He's a pain in my ass. Like, but I love him though. Like, a lot of what I have, I don't have because without Ray. Like,
he's good for business.
He's unfortunately good for business. The wife is good for business. She's the main one that's driving that Aces.
Ooh, he didn't tell us that on episode
4. We'll put it on like Lisa runs that ship.
Damn.
I don't give a shit. And I've known Lisa since we were kids.
Yeah.
I'm scared of her. I'm not scared of Ray. I'm scared of her. She makes one phone call. If it's too late and they got to be up the next day, she'll make one phone call to Ray. Come inside. I've never seen that man pick up faster in my fucking life.
I'm very proud of him, man, because
from where we met him.
He picked up when we were recording.
Yeah.
Right?
He did.
Now he's back in the day, we'd be up till 5, 6, 7, 8 drink. I don't give a fuck.
We don't even know where the phones are.
No.
We don't have them on us. Like, we
just don't worry about it. Back in the day, Ray, so he used to have an apartment, and he was never locked. People would just walk in and walk out. There was pre-made ham sandwiches in the refrigerator and beer and expired chips because our friend used to work. I love Atwell, rest in peace. He used to work at Lay's potato chips and would get all the one-day expired chips, shove them in the thing, and that's what we ate.
Hey, they're still good.
They're still fucking good. And then they were doing the band stuff, or whenever we ever had a show, we would all pitch in for the Wendy's 5 for $5. as many combos as we had, and we'd all eat together. Like, and that's how, and eventually that's how we ended up doing with the McDonald's stuff, where we all pitched in to get the hot and spices and the McDoubles, and we all eat. Like, fuck it, like not one person's getting a combo. We're all eating together. Fucking.
I remember Ray telling me he wouldn't even have to be home. Like, it was unlocked for the boys, for anybody who wanted to stop by.
If you needed,
he's always been a good host.
Yeah, like if you needed a place to come to the house, like somebody's there. Somebody's always there. Too many times I ran into like at Will butt naked in the living, because he lived in the living room. Like it was a three bedroom apartment. There was 6 people living in there. Will had to sleep in an inflatable. 2 people were in bedroom. Ray had the master bedroom, so it was like a 2-bedroom. I've met people that I didn't know that would just walk in and like, hey, I know Ace. Okay, bro.
Cool. Come on in.
I'll take your word.
I gotta go, but don't steal nothing, I guess. I hope. Fuck, let's go. Yeah.
So imagine.
Wow.
So yeah, that's
fun,
Ray.
man.
Ray's good for business.
You were Ray's right-hand man for...
Unfortunately.
I mean, you still kind of are.
I still kind of, like, it sounds great to be Ray's right-hand man, but it comes with a lot of shit. Like, I was not liked. The Slam at the Sun event situation, like, I was not allowed back at WR until you took me back there, and everybody was just looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing?
There was no trust.
At all. And I think there still kind of is, like, no trust, which I think that was one good point that Ray put out. I'm sorry. Everybody in Texas needs to let go of their egos. Mm-hmm. Like, do what's best for business. To quote the other company, do what's best for business at the end of the day. Do what's best for if you're promoters, do what's best for your talent.
Yeah.
At the end of the fucking day, this whole, you can't work there because you work here. Bullshit. We're all independent contractors. Do what's best for the talent. Do what's best for the promotion. Working with each other is the best thing.
And on top of all that, have fun.
Yeah, look, and this is going to break the internet. We're a bunch of grown men in baby oil and chonies pretending to hit each other. Let's have fun with this shit. We're a bunch of guys in pajamas fighting each other. Like, don't get into an actual fight with somebody over this shit.
No, and it's like George said. Like, there were certain moves that George was doing on guys that he shouldn't be doing. Them. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And then once that clicks, you can have fun with it. Okay, I can't do this to him. What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't do shit, but he can do this to me. And then you add that to the match, and that's how you begin to have fun.
Or you use momentum, like a bigger guy. Oh, let him come with momentum. I can reverse into this.
Exactly.
And you tell that story, and now this is how I'll talk to. I like to work with the talent, and my first thing will be like, what story do you want to tell? And I heard that from somebody. I heard it in a YouTube video of a seminar, where that's like the first thing that he asked, like, what story are you trying to tell? And I think Kevin Nash did it in his podcast. And it's like, if they don't know how to answer that question, I know you're green as shit, and I got to teach you. So like now when I work with new kids, I'll be like, what story do you want to tell? Oh, this is cool. Yeah. I know what I can do. Tell me the 5 things you can do. I'll work around you to make sure you look good. And the rest is money. It's easy.
What would you say would be the, I guess, the biggest consejo, like the biggest piece of advice that somebody has given you in wrestling?
Shit. There's been a lot. Shut up, listen, write everything down. And I think both me and Ray heard this one is the one that he said. Tessa told it to me. She's like, never forget the people that you step on, because on the way down, those are the same asses you're going to be kissing to get bookings when your spotlight is dimming. Meaning, treat everybody with respect.
Yes. Meaning treat everybody with respect. Be careful not to be an asshole to someone, because
you don't know who that someone is. Mm-hmm. Like, and again, like we come from the lucha area, so we don't know what these guys look like without the mask. Don't be rude to anybody.
Hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, you'll be surprised you say a stupid comment to like, oh, this guy sucks, and it's that guy who you're talking shit about, and he's not wearing his mask. But the same thing, everybody's coming back to being Ray's right-hand man when we were doing the What A Team stuff. Everybody used to hate the fact that What A Team had cool promos. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I'm the only one that talks to the camera guy to preach. I asked him, like, hey, how shitty the warehouse is lighting. Where's the best angle to catch shit from? This is what I want to do in my match. Where do you need to be? Or where do we set these guys up to get the best video of this? Oh, well, do it here, do it here. That's how we got the best fucking clip. I talked to the camera guy. For the promos, I used to harass him. Like, hey, we have this idea.
That was Preach, right?
Preach, yeah. Like, we did a ripoff of Pulp Fiction. Me and Johnny were stoned one day. I'm a big Tarantino fan, and I was like, can we do Pulp Fiction, like, in a What A Team sense? Yeah, we can do it. He wrote the script, and we did it one day. We just filmed it. All the promos that we filmed, we were just bored. Like, there's a shitload of outtakes, but, like, we would talk to the preacher, like, would this look cool? Would that look cool? Yeah. How about this? And bouncing ideas off him. And it's like, if you don't talk to these guys, again, he's a film guy. Like, he's got creative mind, too. Why not share? And, like, what do you think? Oh, let's do this. Let's do that. Fucking great.
I think that's one thing that I really enjoyed about working with the LWA was coming across Pretty Boy and Ray, like you guys were the go-getters. You guys were the ones who were making the machine move. You had Burhan Rick, who would work on the flyers. Lieutenant Dan would also get stuff done. Like you guys were always busy, and then like Ray had all these different chats that we were in, and I remember being in
they would never shut up.
You. Yeah, no, constantly bing, bing, bing. Pero I enjoyed the ones that I was in with you because you always had ideas or feedback, and you weren't afraid to go against what I brought to the table, which I felt like a lot of people purposely just wouldn't go against me just because I'm the one that said it or whatever. Yeah. You weren't afraid to say, well, how does that work? Or that doesn't work, Joe.
So, and I told you this personally, but like you were the guy I wanted to be because I wasn't traveling outside of Laredo. You were traveling outside of the Valley, which at this instant, everybody's traveling outside of the city, right? But like back then, we were doing independent wrestling in Texas before there was an actual independent wrestling in Texas. I'm so thankful that there's a new Texas, Reality of Wrestling. There's Gulf Coast, WR, Danny Chance's new promotion, Wrestling League, like all these other. It was just WR and OWA. Maybe there was Rudy Boy in San Antonio, and that was about pretty much it.
I think because there was no internet, like even if there was something, we didn't know about it.
Yeah, we didn't know about it. So you were doing the hard part of traveling 3 hours over, performing in front of a crowd that at the time didn't really fucking know you. Had to figure out who Bandana Joe was. To me, that's fucking, you're doing what I want to do. You're doing the roads. So I always looked up to you in the fact that I want to have that confidence and be like, I can go to any city and I know I'm going to get over. It's not like that. It's still not like that. I pretend to be like that, but I was like, oh, what if they don't fucking react? Or what if they, and I love to hear it, but it still gets to me is that, oh, you're the Whataburger guy, right? Like, oh, fuck. Like I'm forever attached to that. And it's like, I like to, I did a something with Hybrid and all his students came up to me, you're the Whataburger guy. Like, oh.
Well, tell us about that. I don't know how
you're. You have to break it down because
Mel
wasn't around for any of this stuff.
I'm a noob.
So I took a break when I tore my knee. I took like about 6-month break. I came back. I was not ready. I had the Stone Cold Steve Austin steel brace in the whole nine. Like I tried to do a suicide dive once with it. I almost ate shit because it got caught in the rope. And
oh shit!
So I was just mental. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. And I was the type to I stopped watching for like 6 months. And I remember me and Joseph Onyx were at Whataburger, and I was having a pity party. Like I was like, this is it. Like I'm never doing. Onyx was also like, I don't have Rick anymore. I'm not gonna do anything anymore.
I feel like you have that in common with Alvaro. Like it's all or nothing. There's nothing, no in between. Like fine, then I guess I'll just die.
I don't know what gray is. I know black or white. That's it. Yeah. I remember we were eating, and there's a picture that I've used in like the inception of What a Team, where I'm bending over in front of Johnny's private area, and Johnny's just leaning back, like, and I was like, I don't know what Onyx said. He's like, oh yeah, like that'd be What a Team that would be, and we all stood quiet, like, what if we do a Whataburger gimmick off What a Team? And he's like, that sounds fucking cool, right? I go, fuck yeah, it does, dude. Think about it, whatever. And I told him, pop up a logo. If you can have a cool logo with the Whataburger logo, I'm fucking down. Pops it up, and which is like the Whataburger logo. It's just a W with the What a Team. And I was like, cool, let's ask John if he wants to do it. Johnny's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Great. Initially, we were heels. The first time we pulled it out was I wrestled Rocky Romero. And it was the first time we were doing the gimmick. And I remember when Ray brought up the idea of wrestling Rocky, he's like, hey, man, I showed a video. He had me cut a promo. And he's like, he already recorded one, but I want to see yours first. So I ripped Rocky a new one. And he's like, I lied. He hadn't done a promo, but I showed him that one. And I was like, oh, fuck. He comes back with a killer promo, bro. Like, if I can find it, I'll find it. I know Ray should have it. And he's like, hey, man, Rocky's pissed. He said that you said some shit. I was like, what the fuck? I go, you told me. He's like, nah, man, he's fucking pissed.
Te pasaste.
Fuck, I'm panicking, right? So he finally comes, and he's laughing because he knows the way Ray is. So Rocky shows up, and we do a seminar with him, and I introduced myself, hey, I'm working. He's like, what do you want to do, bro? I was like, no, man, you're the vet, man, whatever you want to do. He's like, no, I got you. He's like, hey, man, are you mad about the promo? He's like, no, why? I was like, oh, no, never mind. He's like, no, why? He's like, Ray told me you're upset. He's like, nah, he's just bullshitting. I'm not mad. I was like, all right, fucking great.
Oh, my God.
He took care of me that match. And so the idea was we were going to do like a welcome to Laredo type thing, but with Whataburger gear. So we gave him a bunch of shit, and we started insulting the crowd. He turns on me, kicks my ass. We do the match, great match. Carla, which is Roxanne Perez, was in the audience for that show, and there's a picture of her with us. She was introduced to Ray, and I think she rep for us like 1 or 2 shows. One of the shows she rep for us, she rep for me. I was a heel. I was a bad guy. I had the habit of always having a water bottle with me because I get blown up real quick. So I drank water, and she said something, and I spat at her. Her dad lost his shit, wanted to kick my ass. So I get to the back, and you can see Rick, her dad, like, no, what the fuck? And I was like, hey, how old are you? She's like, I'm 13. I was like, oh, I just spat at a fucking 13-year-old. Fucking shit.
So what's the right age to spit at someone?
No, you should never spit at people.
18-year-old?
Oh, 18-year-old.
21,
consent. I don't know. They got to sign shit.
But the younger, the worse.
It gets worse. So I was like, oh, fuck. But that night, I spoke to her, and she's like, I really want to get into wrestling, this and the other. And I was like, 13. Every kid at 13 believes. I was like, cool, whatever. Her mom, Christy, talked to Ray, and Ray was like, she's a little bit too young. Get her into gymnastics and other sports. Kind of reach out to us when she's in high school. As soon as she got to freshman, rang up again. Like, hey, I want to learn how to wrestle. And I was like, well, that's... said high school, but I meant like 17, 18. Like,
she waited 1 year.
She waited 1 year, like a year and a half. And I was like, oh, shit. So Johnny's her first original trainer. He invited me out the first time that he trained her. It was her and some other girl. When you see somebody with it, she had it at fucking 15, freshman when you're like 14, 15.
Yeah, 14,
she had
15.
it. I don't know what it was, but she had it. Her mom was there, and like I started talking to her mom. What a Team had just started. That's why me and Johnny were still to this day still close because he started to come train with us. I told him, I go, hey, don't let that little girl go, bro. Something about her. It's pops. We did a couple stuff as heels. The crowd kind of didn't want to boo us because it was obviously Whataburger. So we ran up heel up until we wrestled the Lucha Brothers. We got a good reaction. Ray was like, we're going to turn y'all faces now. We got into some personal shit with Onyx. And I kind of told Johnny, I was like, we need a third. Like, this works better with a third. Let's bring Carla in. And she was bare. She had just started training with us a couple months. And we told Ray, I was like, she's not going to wrestle until she's 100% ready. But she can be a manager that doesn't have to be vocal. We're the vocal guys. She's who the fans can relate to. They might not relate to a chubby guy with chonies. They may not be able to relate to Johnny, but they'll relate to a little girl that really wants to do this shit. We give her a couple spots through the matches. Everyone, like 1-2 spots. That's about it. Kind of what Lita did when she was with S.A. Rios.
Yeah.
What her big spot was the head scissors off the apron. That's pretty much all she really did for a while. And then her mom came up to us and she's like, hey, look, she really wants to do this. And I was like, cool, if she really wants to, like, well, let's fucking do this. And it was 100 miles an hour from there on out, man, until she got to where she got now. But yeah, like that, the What a Team doesn't happen without her. Like, we're as successful as we are because of her. And I can't thank her enough for that shit.
It was a good trio, man. It was a really good trio. It looked good together. And I mean, of course, who doesn't like Whataburger?
Attaboy.
You know, and so, and plus that's around the era that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, the Bullet Club, like the merch was changing in independent wrestling. And there was a lot of parodies of things. Yes. So, of course, a parody of Whataburger would work. Pop. The only thing is, I think you owe my mom some money, some royalties, because when I was young, she was part of a softball team called the Water Girls. And they themselves did the parody of Whataburger before.
See, your mom's great. Your mom's an unofficial member of What a Team. There you go.
Yeah, she would have joined. She would have joined.
You see, and the funny part is my mom and my sister were in love with you.
They were fans.
They showed up to see you, not to see me.
I remember.
So this last show, they didn't show up to see me. They showed up to see Dogg wrestle. They haven't seen me in like 4 years. They found out Dogg was on the same show as me. They showed up. And they showed up with his shirt, by the way. So, but yeah, my mom would show up with your shit on, and I was like, oh, that's fucking
shout out to,
cool.
to Mama Mad One and to Janeska.
They can kiss my ass, fucking assholes. Unloyal, disloyal motherfuckers. Mm-mm.
You know,
sometimes it goes like that. I think I've worn George Wolff's shirt more than I've worn my husband's.
It's true.
Which one? The blue one?
The blue one. That's a beautiful shirt.
I don't even have that shirt. They stole my last one.
No way.
Yeah, I have to make new ones because I don't have one of my. I have one What a Team shirt, and it's the one that I use with the Lucha Brothers that I refuse to clean because it's got blood stains on it. I don't have a bunch of my shit, man. I got rid of a lot of my I give away a lot of free merch. Kids will come out because I don't have a lot of kid sizes, so the smalls and I know money's tight. So my thing is, I'd rather give you a moment. Here, have the shirt. Fuck it. If you don't have enough money, fuck it. Just take the shirt. wear it, at least that kid will always say, like, I remember that wrestler gave me that shirt.
Yeah.
Down the line, if you make it somewhere, remember the fuck me and have a match with me once you're a fucking star. But yeah, man, like, and they'll get upset at me. He's like, you should be charged. I was like, sometimes people don't, like, I didn't always have money for shit. Like, it would have been cool if one guy would have came up to me like, hey man, here, have that. Or
what would
Hulk
Hogan do?
Well, there you go. Now Hogan would make you pay that money.
I was gonna say, because that's where you and Ace differ.
Yeah,
that's why you complement each other, I'm sure.
Ray is very business oriented, and it's everything's bottom line, and I don't want to have anything to do with the business. I want to just, and with the whole wrestling school thing, and it was.
How did that come together?
Daga had been telling us that he wanted to do this. He was training at Hybrid when he was living in San Antonio. When he made the jump to live in Laredo, the first things that we talked about was he's like, I want to open up a school. And I was teaching at 5-star with Spartan. And he was very helpful to me when he didn't have to be. He was very helpful to us, LWA, when he had no allegiance to us. But he said, like, I want to help you guys out. He helped a lot with Roxanne also. And we became... man, I consider him one of my closest friends. So when he's decided to move down here with us, and he's like, will you open up with? I was like, yeah, you tell me when, and I'm there. Like, we'll figure it. We have very similar philosophies in wrestling and in training, similar to what yours are. Nothing against 5-star. I love all those kids. I love nothing but respect for Spartan. I just felt it was something of my own. It was with another good friend of mine, and there's enough spaces on the table for everybody to eat. There's not just one way to do things. He does things his way, and there's nothing wrong with his way. It's his way of doing it. We have a different way of doing it. We have a more Japanese lucha libre, the way they did it in Mexico. Yeah. Because that's the first story that Daga tells everybody is how he made it, and how in the States we're very spoiled, and we fucking are. Yeah. Like, because we did a week-long training when we went to Tijuana, and this was 4 years ago. This was during COVID, right before COVID.
Yeah.
I was not ready for that shit. Jeez. And these are little kids doing this stuff, and I was blown up. Like, and so the way they train is very fucking different.
And is that what you guys are doing with Ace's Dungeon?
Very similar. We still edit certain things because we can't be that hard on people, lawsuits and shit. Yeah. But we try to get as close as possible to it. Miguel, who does help training at NOAA, he will bring in a lot of stuff from over there, and he's like, this is how I want it to be run. So when he came up to the name, he wanted the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Emporium, or whatever the fuck he wanted to call it. We knew we wanted Ace in the name because he's established that name, and I'm never going to disrespect the fact that he's established the Ace name. I'm a Bret Hart fan, the Dungeon. I'm a fan of the mystique of the Dungeon. Yeah. We never really saw what went in there.
I called that.
Yeah, like the heart. Yeah, when you said it, I was like, yo, she knew off the top of the head. Like, nobody really knows what went in the Dungeon. Yeah. You heard the cries, you heard the yells. But there's no actual video of training in there or what's going on there. So I was like, that sounds fucking cool as shit. So I that was my idea. As much as Ray hates it, like that was my idea. It was like the Dungeon. Because Daga didn't want training facility or like the typical names. Institution, academy. There's a bunch of like, and he's like, I want something that sticks out.
Dojo.
Yeah, there's a big Funaki had his dojo. Like, you really can't take away Funaki and what he's been able to do with Scott, with Great Scott and all those guys. Yeah. So I was like, the Dungeon, like, why not have the Dungeon? We're in a fucking steel warehouse. It's close to a fucking dungeon that we're gonna get. So and again, it was a respect thing to the Heart Dungeon. So shout out to Mel for figuring that out.
Woohoo! Sounds a lot better than Mr. Asorium's Wrestling Emporium.
I told him, I was like, dude, that sounds weird. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, to begin with, Hispanics are not going to be able to pronounce that shit, bro.
I didn't know about Emporium, dude.
I knew what an Emporium was, but I was like...
He told me about the other name, the Institute. See, he told me about that.
Because he wanted it in Spanish. And I was like, I get it, but Dungeon, I think, is universal.
And you know what? I'm learning now, because, I mean, I've known you and Ray for a long time, pero doing the podcast, like, I'm learning more, and I'm seeing how I relate to you a lot. I relate to Ray a lot. And... Stupidity? I can see both sides as far as like Ray wants to appeal to La Raza, because that's what we're surrounded by. Yes. But of course, you're thinking long term. Like, it's not just for our raza. Like, we want a name that stands out. We want a name that works.
So, and my initial in wrestling, I never wanted to be a WWE superstar. I never wanted to be a wrestler. Like, that was never. When I got in it, I thought it was cool. I wanted to be the guy behind the scenes, the trainer, the Rudy boys, the guys that help people get there. I'm 5'7" on a good day if I stretch. I can't do what Rey Mysterio does, so I'm limited to what I can do.
There's a place for everybody.
There's a place for everybody. Absolutely.
It's just a matter of finding what
that place
making
is.
yourself valuable in certain ways.
Absolutely. And so my thing was, I wanted to be what Ohio Valley Wrestling was to WWE, what NXT is to WWE. I want to be that breeding ground. Ohio Valley had them. Why couldn't LWA be that breeding ground for WWE? Mm-hmm. Why not? Texas. It's a different style than what they do up north. We can teach that lucha hybrid style. Let us be that fucking that training ground for those type of wrestlers to get to WWE. That was always my initial thought for WWE was that. Like I want that to be us. It didn't end up going that way, but hopefully with the school, that's where it ends up getting to.
What I notice now compared to when we started and when we were like running hard and trying to make a name for ourselves individually, not so much the company, there wasn't as much camaraderie as there is now.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people, because I remember back then it'd be like you'd wrestle for one guy and you're like, oh, I can't really wrestle for that guy over there.
There's a lot of cliques.
A lot of different groups, and people didn't like each other, this and that. Like it's just, I see a lot of camaraderie now that I really like. I like how
that's probably because the older guys, you guys kind of grew up together.
And we don't want it to be like that. Mm-hmm. We don't want los que se separaron.
Then like people under you guys are like learning from your example.
I would hope so. I really hope it's because of that. We have a long history. What was the name of that other promotion? That stole y'all's name.
Renegades
there
Wrestling.
There you go, the Renegades Wrestling. It was in Laredo. Like that was a very gang mentality of like, oh, you go to their shows, you're not allowed at our shows, type of shit. And I thought it was this.
They're trying to do a Biggie and Tupac thing.
Yeah, there's always that one kid that wants to. There's always that one Dirty Sanchez that wants to burn shit and like let's get the magnifying glass in front of ants and see them desmadre, and it's like there's no need for that shit, man.
I mean, ego doesn't take you far.
It doesn't. To be raised right hand man, it came with a lot of shit. Like I had to eat shit and learn the taste of it, and if anything was given to me, oh, it's because you're his best friend, or it's because you kiss his ass. I wasn't booked anywhere because of Ray. Like again, I wasn't allowed in the Valley because of the sun slam at the sun situation. Being his friend has a lot of positive, but it's come with a lot of negatives, but I trust in him. Again, the one time I did not believe that he could do something, he did it, and I owe him a blowjob, and I did.
To this day, you owe him.
I still owe him to this day, and it's going to stay like that to the rest. Like, he was able to get Raven for that first big show, and I was like, I didn't think he could do it, and he pulled it off, and I was like, I'm not quite this.
And then some, dude.
And then some. Like, and then from here on, he's God, and I'm following him. Like, wherever he goes, I believe him.
That's one thing I admired about you, George, a lot was your loyalty, not just to Ace, but to LWA and the boys. Like, you always did good by the boys. You were very selfless.
My thing is, and at a point, Ray's the booker. He's not one of the. When you become a booker, you're not one of the boys anymore. Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You have to start looking at it more of a business than the boys. Somebody needed to be there for the guys, like the guys and the girls. We say boys, but it's in general to everybody in the locker room. Not that I wanted to, I just felt like it was my responsibility to be that guy.
That was going to fall on you.
Yeah, like it had to fall on somebody. Mm-hmm. Everybody was scared to stand up to Ray, except me. I think you were there maybe for one of the yelling matches that we had at Texas Joe's house.
I've never been.
No, so me and Ray have had yelling matches where like, you fucking stupid, this stupid. Walk out, don't talk to me again. All right, okay. 2 weeks later, we're fine. But I wasn't scared to stand up to him if I felt something was wrong. And it happened a lot with Carla. Ray gets very excited about stuff and will want to like skyrocket, like just push him to the sky. And my thing was, you can't do that to her. Like, she's too young. She's not ready yet. Like, I remember they tried to rocket her into like a storyline. I was like, no, like not yet. And we got into it. I was like, I'm standing my fucking ground. Like, she's not ready. She's not ready for this. Let's not do this. And we got into an argument and we walked off. I'm so thankful. And we can talk about Carla. Like, I'm so thankful for, she believed in me. Like, she trusted me with everything, and thank God. But I've seen too many careers in LWA get started too soon, giving stuff too soon. It just goes to shit. And I wanted to avoid that.
And especially because she's a female.
Especially because she's female, yeah.
And young, like
yes.
underage. And there's a lot of things that you have to be aware of.
Yes.
Like, you have to be at her side, or she has to be by your side, because unfortunately, the locker room's not really a place
for women, period. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, it was not, at that time, it was not women friendly, not kid friendly, to say the fucking least. Not at all. I've seen guys fucking do coke in front of everybody, and it's just like, cool. You want something? No, man, I'm good. Thank you, though. But yeah, no, like, and I I took a lot of responsibility for some reason. And so I used to work at 911. All the students that we had, or like the kids that would go to the house to train, would tell their parents I was a cop. Which is a fucking lie and a fucking felony, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, if you say you're a cop,
yeah, okay, well, something like that. And I remember they used to let me take these kids out of town. And I was like, hey, are you?
But you didn't know that that's what they.
I found out a little bit afterwards. I went to pick up Xavier Steele, right? You know Xavier Steele.
So before you continue, so George would travel out of town and he would take these young kids, like middle schoolers, high schoolers
that were already training with us a little bit.
See, and they would go on these traveling wrestling shows.
Or to like go do seminars and stuff like that.
Like a road trip.
Yeah, like a road trip.
How
like
cute.
Y así fue como yo los empecé a conocer también. So then when they started wrestling and then they're across the ring standing across from me, it's like, it was cool because like they started off as fans. Then they started training with the guys that I know. And then they were paying their dues by traveling and helping out with everything they could. And then they started wrestling.
Yeah. So I remember I picked up Xavier Steele once. And mom did not come out of... He was like a junior or senior. Mom did not come out of the house like to say, ay, cuídamelo. Like what my mom... I was not allowed out of my house until I was like 20. Like, so I was like, hey, your parents aren't going to come out? And he's like, no, they trust you. I was like, they don't even know who the fuck I am. They're like, they know you from wrestling. I'm like, that's not even my real fucking name, bro. He's like, they know you're a cop. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, well, you work for 911. I'm like, it's not the same fucking shit, man. Like, stop telling people I'm a cop. He's like, and everybody in him, Suaze, ASF, Carlos, like, oh yeah, we tell everybody that you're a cop. I'm like, that's not what I am. Let's not do that because that's a felony. Like, and I remember that one show, we didn't get back till like 3 in the fucking morning. Yeah. Bro, had you in like high school ever been allowed to be out past fucking 10?
I was
not.
I wasn't.
I was not.
I would do it like to get away from home. Like I was one of those kids that I just wanted to be away from home. Yeah. So, and my mom, so there wouldn't be any issues, she would let me go.
Really? No,
I was one of those kids.
I'm 35. I still had to tell my mom where and I'm living at home right now, but like I still had to tell my mom like, hey, I'm going to go see Alvaro. For what? It doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna go see him in his underwear. Don't worry about it. Just take care of my dogs. Like I'm coming back. Like she likes to be metiche in everything I fucking do. Nosy. She's just nosy. So yeah, like so I used to do that, and the way you came up with your first match and stuff like that, like I came up not similar, but I got to see those ugly vets that would hurt people on purpose because you're not taking my spot. I never wanted to be that guy. Like that was the one guy I did not want to be like. So whenever we did get that group of kids that were fans that had just hit the puberty age where they wanted to start wrestling, instead of letting them go out and get hurt, let me bring them in, teach them the right way. Maybe they don't get fucking hurt. Again, at the time, I wasn't traditionally trained, but I knew somewhat how to not kill myself.
You knew more than they did.
I knew more than they did. So I was like, let me teach them what I know, at least so they can avoid getting hurt. And yeah, I used to take a carload of people to wherever we were doing a show or there was a seminar. Like I wouldn't charge for gas. It's like just jump in, cover the entry fee. But like for the most part, it's like, hey, if y'all can get a car together, I'll drive y'all. Like it's the least of the fucking worries. Like I'd rather have y'all together and learn than wish y'all wouldn't learn. Or I think we had spoken about it where like I invested in the seminar and then I would come back down and teach everybody stuff. And it's like, yeah, you're trying to take advantage a little bit. Yeah. Like, and I don't mind teaching my stuff, but if y'all can go with me, maybe you pick up something I didn't pick up. Mm-hmm. Like the more ears and eyes that are there, the more you'll pick up. So I'd rather have as many people go with me. But yeah, I kind of took that. I don't want to say locker room leader because it sounds a little egotistical, but
I mean, call it what it is.
I wanted to be what I didn't have growing up in the business. Like we never had that. I think you had Sarge that kind of like protected you a little bit from certain stuff.
Well, I had. Who did you say, Sarge?
Yeah.
Who's?
Or no, Serge.
Serge.
There you go. I'm sorry.
No, because we had a ref.
You had a ref Sarge, right? Yeah.
That's like, do you mean?
It wasn't Blackwell, right?
Blackwell.
Yeah.
No, so Serge wouldn't protect us much. He did warn us what was out there.
Yeah.
And he would advise us not to leave. It was a little different. It was almost like a bubble boy syndrome where it's like stay here, don't leave, stay here. Because they had traveled out of town and got their ass kicked at a seminar and bad experience for them. So that's when they created Wrestling Revolution for the same reasons you wanted to keep these kids close, is because they didn't want anybody that wanted to train to go out and get hurt.
Yeah.
The difference with them is they would tell you, don't go, stay.
Oh, okay.
And then, I mean, eventually that became go off and learn it for yourself, but they would advise against it.
Okay.
So, and then like I would clash with them all the time because I wanted to bring some of you guys over here to just so we can expand and grow, and you guys are going to teach us something, and we're going to teach you something.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were never down for that.
It sounds like what you've done is like something unique. I can't think of anyone else who has the same story.
No, y te quería preguntar, like, si sabías, like, if you think about it, where do you think, because call it what it is, that's a locker room leader. Where do you think that comes from? Like, did you learn it somewhere? Were you always a leader?
No, dude, I don't talk to people. I hate talking to people. It's like I just don't like to talk to people. I work where I work now. I have to talk to, and it's like my dread of the day is having to talk to somebody. I have an older sister. I have younger half siblings, but we're not close. I was very quiet. I wanted to be what I didn't have. Broken home. I didn't have my stepdad. Nobody in my family's into wrestling. Like nobody. Nobody's into sports. Call what my family was. They were drug related family. Like my family was drug related. So sports, athletics, music. When they found out I was in band, they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with him?" Like, so yeah, like and I'll tell you the truth. Like my mom would show up to like the band stuff, but had no idea what I was playing. Could never point me out in any of the pictures she took. Most of those pictures I wasn't even on. Like I'm on the opposite side of wherever the fuck she's taking the picture at. But she was there though. I didn't have my stepdad was a very good teacher of being a man because he was a cop, but I didn't have that fatherly figure. No, my mom's not the very motherly, caring figure either. I wanted to give what I didn't have.
Like the guidance. The
guidance. And to be honest with you, all of that changed because of Carla. I was an asshole before that. I was a fuck, and then you got
soft.
I got soft. She, like, and she's gonna probably make me cry on this fucking podcast, and she's not even here. Carla broke the fuck out of me, bro. Like I was an asshole before, and we knew each other from then. Like, I can't thank her enough for coming into my life. And we'll text each other, and we'll both start crying on text messages and shit. But she broke me. Like she broke me open, and because of her, I was more giving to everybody that was wanting to learn. Which is ends up why we have the fucking school now. Like it's because of her, like hands down.
She was the day one. She's the seed that was planted.
Yeah, and like I told her, I think I told her. I forgot who I fucking told. I was like, I don't have kids. I probably won't ever have kids. She's the closest thing I have to a kid.
You really stepped up, man. When she wanted to wrestle, you took someone who had a dream, who had a passion, had a love, similar to the love that you have for it.
Yeah, and she didn't care. Like, she just wanted to do this. And she didn't have to trust in me. She didn't have to trust in me or Johnny or Ray either. Like, for that part, her parents did not have to trust us. I'm nobody. At that time, I was nobody in this business. I was barely figuring my shit out. Her mom could have been like, fuck that. They have family in Houston. Like, we'll send her to Houston when she graduates high school. For some reason, I don't know what I did that they believed, like, yeah, that he can do it. And I can't thank her mom and her dad enough for trusting me. And I don't know if you had this, but like I used to, up until recently, and because she gave me the okay, I would never tell people I trained her. Mm-hmm. It was always, they used to always build her from Houston or like Booker T, which I get, like the whole Booker T, I understand that's the name. I would never pee out and say like, oh, I did that. Like, no, I felt I didn't want to ride her coattails, or I didn't want to take her thunder away from anything. And I spoke to Gabe Sobolski, and I brought up the question, and he's like, well, who did you train? I was like, oh, Roxanne. He's like, why the fuck are you not telling people that you trained her? And I was like, I don't feel comfortable, man. He's like, no, that's the one person you should be saying that you did. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So I reached out. It was during the Rumble weekend, and I reached out to Carla because we were gonna go to the show, and she's like, why haven't you been telling people? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, just fucking do it. I was like, okay, cool, all right.
And that's when you were with 5 Star, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I was still with 5 Star now. I was still with 5 Star then.
It sounds like you don't give yourself enough credit.
I don't.
You played a huge role in that.
My thing is, I can give you the information. It's what you do with it. She did the work. Like.
Yeah, but you like also guarding and kind of helping her like make the right decision.
100%. Like I was very overprotective.
Because even though she had the talent, the natural ability,
yes,
but putting that into the wrong hands,
absolutely.
Like, they could have scared her and her parents away from what she was able to do. Before
we had agreed to like fully train her, she was looking for a place to train, and one place offered her, but was like, but you got to sign a contract, and I'm gonna control your bookings, and I'm gonna control this. And she reached out, and I was like, nope, don't do that shit. Like, no, don't do that. And, like. Like, I couldn't explain how stupid that sounded. I was like, no, like you're 15, 16, 17, like, no. She did a seminar with Tyson Kidd, and Tyson Kidd was like, you got something, just continue to work on it. She came back, and I was like, you really want to do this? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, all right, strap on, because we're going to fucking go. And we stepped on the gas ever since then. And I understand my part in everything that I did for her. Like, again, they'll tell the story of like, oh, Greyhound buses. Well, she did take, like, I had to pick her up from a bunch of sketchy ass Greyhound bus places that, for God's sakes, Greyhound, can you fix up your fucking stations? Because god damn,
they're scary.
They're sketchy, bro. Like,
yeah.
I remember I picked her up at the Houston one and the Austin one.
The Houston one might be the worst one.
Oh fuck yeah! No, the Dallas one.
Dallas one. I haven't done Dallas.
Dallas. I remember I picked up at Dallas once. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's a free for all.
Yeah,
the Wild West.
It's the Austin one too, bro. Like, I had never seen so much homeless people, bro.
Yeah.
And Ray had did Austin. He's like, oh, dude, yeah, Austin is sketch, dude. And we had picked her up, and I was like, if I can pick you up from places, I'll drive you, because fuck this shit. But there's just sometimes I couldn't do it. So when she debuted for Shimmer in Chicago, her mom wasn't sure if she was gonna be able to make it. Her dad's a firefighter, so he's like, I don't have the time to go. I remember I worked at 911, and like I didn't always have time to like just take off because 911. And I remember I told him, I was like, look, Shimmer is a gateway to her thing was she wanted to go to Japan. I was like, it's a gateway to Japan. That's where Shotzi, all these girls were at Shimmer that ended up going to Japan, ended up getting signed. And she really wanted to go. And I was like, well, fuck. I called in my vacation hours, and I kind of put my job like, hey, I already bought the ticket. Non-refundable. I can't take it back. I can't. I just became a supervisor, and I was like, I can't take it. I can't refund the money, so I have to go. And we ended up going that trip. To Chicago. The week after Chicago froze, when they had that really bad ice storm that everything froze, it was like the week after. I think that's when AEW debuted their women's roster, if I'm not mistaken, at that Shimmer show. Because Britt was there, Nyla was there. Yeah. They did like something at the end of the whole Shimmer weekend. And her mom ended up going last minute. And we were there with a bunch of the Houston girls, with Hyen, Jen. I think Alex Gracia was also there. Like, we all rented a Airbnb, and we were all there. And I have family up in Chicago. And like, they were all like, this is the little girl. I was like, yeah, that's her. Like, that's... So we did that trip. The big trip that helped out for us, she was booked at a show in Eagle Pass in front of like 30 people, let's be honest. And Booker T was hosting the Women of Wrestling or something, the Ladies Night Out. I'm sorry, the Ladies Night Out that they host every year. They invited her. Gino and Hyen reached out and invited her to the tryout. And Soraya, Paige's mom, was going to be doing a seminar that same weekend. Yeah. So she called me. She's like, what do you think I should do? And I was like, honestly, give up that 30 fan show. Go to that seminar.
Drop the show.
And go to the seminar. And she's like, oh, but what are the promoters? Like, if the promoter's a good promoter, he'll understand. If this helps you and you go back, it helps them. Mm-hmm. Promoter did not see it that way. Threatened to like never book her again. Called me crying. I was like, it's all right. There'll be other shows. Just leave your worries. So my best friend at the time lived in San Antonio. So we drove, picked up my best friend, got into a Corolla because I have a big ass Jeep, drove to Houston, dropped her off. We got there just in time for the start of the training. We checked into the hotel. She was there all day. I didn't do shit that whole weekend, but eat. Waffle House and fucking... Oh my
God, I love Waffle House.
The greatest.
It's the best.
It's the best.
And again,
shittiest service.
Anything goes.
And anything goes.
Wild West.
Wild West. Wild West. I love fucking Waffle House. And we all we ate was Waffle House and fucking some Chinese buffet. Those 2 days that we were there, ate like a fucking asshole, bro.
Good times.
Great, fucking great. Like, we had fun. The day they did the women's night out, she's like, Booker T's here. Her dream was always to train at Reality Wrestling. And I was like, we'll fucking show up. I got the one thing I used to always tell Carla was like, hey, there's gonna be better athletes, more talented people. Don't let anybody out hustle you or outwork you. Be the hardest worker in there. So I think she wrestled Harlow, or I think that was her name. She's from the Northeast, and she had a great match. Booker T came and shook her hand. So we're talking, and we were texting throughout the event, and we got there right before the actual show started, and they were going to have them in the match together. I saw that Shotzi Blackheart was on the card. So I told Carla, I was like, hey, if there's one thing that you can do for me, like, can I take a picture with Shotzi? I'm in love with Shotzi Blackheart, right? So I was like, can you set that up? Because I think they had wrestled at Heavy Metal before. Okay. So she's like, oh yeah, like I know Shot, like we'll have her come down. The show finishes. We start hanging out with Gino, and he's like, hey, Booker saw Carla's match. Like he thought it was like she was really good. I was like, oh, I thought it was like just a throwaway comment. Mm-hmm. As she's walking out, Booker T's shaking her hand. I lost my shit.
It's a big deal.
As she's walking, she's crying. She sees me crying. We both look like a fucking bunch of babies. My best friend's just sitting next to me like, the fuck's your problem? We gave a big hug, and I was like, what did he tell you? And he's like, he said he loved my stuff. he wants me to come down for reality wrestling. I was like, we fucking made it.
Yeah.
I told you it was gonna pay off. Like this is it. This is what the payoff was for. The rest was history. She ends up becoming the youngest Diamonds champion, I think is what it's called, for his first promotion for reality wrestling, and it was because of that one trip. That one trip led to Shimmer tryout too. So that one trip, like, so for all the wrestlers out there, like, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Take that leap.
I got chills.
Oh, dude, same. Like, if she decides to do that 30-person Eagle Pass show, maybe she doesn't become who she becomes. We don't know.
And think about it like this too, George. Like the older vets are the ones that would tell you, skip the seminar, make your booking. The bitter ones. Different time.
Yeah.
Again, like they come from a different time and a different place. Here's a new generation coach, and you want to be the person that you didn't have in your corner. Yeah. So, and this is what that's your contribution to her success. And I'm sure that she's very comfortable saying that.
I hope so.
Bring that lucha mask. Let's do a shot of little shot ski.
Okay. Small though.
Un pequeño.
So can I tell a quick story of how amazing Alvaro is though?
No, this show is about you, George.
But I gotta put. Well, that's a big fucking lucha mask. God.
My sister me lo regaló. We finished the tequila y le eché
We're just refilling it.
Wait,
it's whiskey.
¿Qué le echaste?
Bucanas.
So I'm gonna tell a quick story of how amazing Joe is. That's not a fucking shot, Joe. Alvaro, what the hell?
Is it more?
Double.
Bueno, this is for me.
That's for you. I'm taking the.
Yeah, give me half of that too.
I'm taking vodka over here because I got a 3-hour drive back home.
Yo para dormir.
A quick story about Joe, which is why I think he's one of the most amazing guys ever. So that pin that I bought, I gave you one, right? So it's a pin of Daniel Bryan's American Dragon mask. I saw him live once in San Antonio in the Gimmick years ago. Years ago. Only reason, my stepdad was from San Antonio, and he was from the south side of San Antonio. We saw a flyer, and I was like, my mom knew I was a wrestling fan. So I went to one TWA show back in the fucking day. Or it wasn't TWA, Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy School. I saw Daniel Bryan in the mask. So when I saw the pin, I bought one. I was like, oh, the next time WWE's in town, give it to my nephew. This was back then, right? WWE goes to Laredo a lot. Like, my nephew goes a lot. I'll tell him to give it to him. Fast forward, y'all just signed Daniel Bryan. Mm-hmm. Don't ask you for... I don't think I've ever asked you for anything. And I was like, hey, can I ask you for a favor? And you're like, what? I was like, I'm going to send you something. Do you mind giving it to him? You're like, yeah, cool, whatever. I sent it. The first one never shows up.
Yeah, never.
I somehow find the link to the fucking pins. And I was like, I'm going to order 3 more. And I'm going to give one to you so I can send it out again. I sent them to you again, right?
Yeah, you sent them to me. Or
did
somebody send them, or somebody handed them?
Someone handed them. Somebody gave them to you.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're going to see Alvaro. Give him these pins. He knows what to do with them. And you sent me back a picture of Daniel Bryan with the pin. I don't want to post it because I think that's a me thing. Like, I didn't want you to tell him anything. I just wanted you to be like, hey, that's... As a guy that saw you back in the day as that Gimmick, which is funny that he ended up just coming back out as the American Dragon, which I think is a great story to tell. I don't think I've ever asked you for anything. That was my one thing. Like, I don't want tickets. I give this to the one guy that I think is the greatest ever. And Alvaro was able to do that for me, and he got me a picture with him with the pin.
I figured, I was like, I can just tell him that I gave it to him, but how's he gonna know? So I asked Daniel. I was like, hey man, like, is it okay if I get a picture of you? And he's like, yeah, for sure. He big old smile on his face, dude. And I took several pictures. Like, he stood there. He sat there with the pin and the biggest...
For 5 minutes, and Alvaro's just taking a picture. Like, hey, man, I'm already done.
Bunch of selfies. But yeah, no, Brian was really cool about it. He was very receptive and very appreciative, man.
That means a lot.
And it means a lot to me that you gave me one too. So
and again, I know you were in that era of Ring of Honor. That was your era of Ring of Honor too. So it was like, I knew you knew.
Mero mole, dude. That's what I would study.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Same way here. So we're gonna take this shot.
Let's do it. So this is for you to make a toast. Shit. To make a toast to whatever you'd like.
Or whoever you'd like.
Or whoever you'd like.
To me, I'm just like, a toast to Lucha por Lucha for doing something great in this podcast, to Mel and Alvaro for their relationship, because I wasn't there for the wedding because my invitation got lost in the mail. We'll just go with that. For South Texas Wrestling, let's continue to make better wrestlers and let's make an impact.
Órale.
A la verga, vámonos.
Órale, vato.
Vodka. Straight vodka to the dome.
Delicious. Is that vodka?
No, it's water.
I'm over here looking at it like.
Joe's like, oh damn.
When the fuck did we get vodka?
H2O.
Damn, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I was expecting a Jack Daniels flavor.
It's just Bucanas.
Yeah, no.
Ooh.
Está bien strength.
Jesus.